What's going on, Dolphins? It is your boy Dillon, and I'm making this video. It is after day 2 of OTAs, week 1. There was some interviews that were conducted today. So Josh Rosen spoke, Ryan Fitzpatrick spoke, Xavier Howard also talked to the media, and Brian Flores had a press conference as well. So I'll be giving you all those at the end of my video. But I do have some things I want to talk about, and I do have some news, some insider news, whatever, just stuff from, reporters in the media and stuff who are at, OTAs and practices and stuff. And there's some good things to talk about, so I'll get right into it. But before I do, I just wanted to say real quick, I mean, obviously you guys are going to see for yourselves from the interviews, the things that all the guys had to say and whatever. But I just wanted to quickly mention about Brian Flores that, look, man, initially, in his first couple interviews or whatever, I had said that, he didn't seem like he was, as articulate as Gase or, other coaches really. He seemed, a little bit more shy and reserved, whatever. But he seems to be, at this point, I feel like I can chalk that up to just the fact that, he was really busy. He had a lot going on. He just got in the building. He didn't really have time to settle in yet. And now that he does seem to be more settled in, more comfortable, he does seem to be opening up more, and that's wonderful, and that's great to see. So that's good there. I just wanted to mention that, and I like that. I like to see, like, as far as he's going, right? Because as I've told you guys, I didn't dislike the coaching staff at all, right? Not at all. And even the front office, like the guys that they brought in have good resumes and pedigrees. All I was saying about that is that, you can't really say that he has streamlined the front office because he actually has more guys in there. Now, they have just as much of an opportunity as the coaching staff and everybody else to show that they can do it. And I think that as far as Brian Flores goes, so far from what I've seen, I like his progress as a head coach. And he, like I said, he does seem to be opening up more, and so that's good to see. All right, so go ahead and get in. I'm going to go ahead and get into, day 2 of practice, or of OTAs, and get to all of the major information. A lot of this stuff I'm just going to be reading to you off of like tweets and stuff. So, just kind of bear with me as I go through that. So, first of all, Brian Flores had talked about this during his press conference, but Rashad Jones, and I forgot to mention this for yesterday, but Rashad Jones is not in OTAs. It is voluntary, and then, of course, he said the generic stuff. I mean, what else are you going to say, really? So I'm not like faulting him for that or anything, but he did say, basic generic stuff, about it's voluntary. He doesn't have to be here. We've had conversations, and so on. So, whatever, it is what it is. Frankly, I mean, as of right now, I don't care. It doesn't really mean anything. I mean, we'll see what happens. But he is not there, and Brian Flores did said he obviously does expect him to be there for mandatory minicamp, and I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be. But there were also Rashad Jones had actually, I seen on social media, I think on like Twitter and stuff, or maybe Instagram, I don't know, whatever it is, he's somewhere that he was posting videos of him working out. He's doing his thing, whatever, man. He's a veteran, whatever. I don't give a shit, frankly. But anyway, that just to put that out there because it is newsworthy, whatever. He talked about how he's really digging Kalen Ballage and so on and so forth. Let's see. So some big things. Rashad Jones obviously is not going to be there. Albert Wilson and Jakeem Grant. Jakeem Grant actually was out there for a short time today, which is good. Albert Wilson was not. And Brian Flores said he did not Coach Flores said he did not expect Albert Wilson to be out there. I think through OTAs, I believe is what he said. You'll see in the press conference that he did. I don't recall if he said if he's going to be back at all through OTAs or if not until later. But he's not out there right now. Jakeem Grant actually did get on the field, though, at some point today, which is good. He had mentioned about, he's looking for leadership, accuracy, and competition, and the ability to move the ball from his quarterbacks. It's still early, obviously. Let's see. I think that obviously there's this big debate, between a lot of people on whether or not culture means anything, right? And I think it does. And I think that so far the things that he's doing and talking about, and the things that he's implementing are good. And, I think that, with the team first mentality, right, and making sure that you're on time. If you're on time, you're late, right? So if you're early, you're on time, right? Like, I love that. Like, I implement that in my own life. Like, I love to be punctual. I love to be early to things, right? I think that's a good, having a good work ethic, right? So all of these things I think are wonderful. Obviously, they still have to put in a lot of work. And it's gonna take time, but I think so far he's doing well at getting, things established. Let's see. Jakeem Grant was there. He was doing warm-ups. Let's see. Linebacker Chase Allen, who went on IR last year with a foot injury, is not on the field practicing. Must still be rehabbing like Wilson. Jakeem Grant is working. Coach Flores did say it would probably be limited though for him right now. Ryan Fitzpatrick did lead Miami Dolphins quarterback in drills, and he was the first one out there in 7-on-7s and so on and so forth. So he started off taking the first team reps. Dolphins are permitted to carry 91 players. Actually, I thought this was really interesting. One above league max because of international development player, defensive tackle Derval Queiroz Neto. He apparently doesn't count, which is interesting. I mean, it's kind of cheating, really, but whatever. I mean, I guess it's just one dude. And I guess, it's kind of uncommon, I suppose, to pick up guys like that, but it's an interesting thing. And so I guess he will be special 11th member of practice squad come September. So that's interesting too, if they even get to have an extra guy on. Now that's really cheating though, I'm not gonna lie. That's like super cheating. Like, you get to have it's just practice squad, but why does one team get to have an extra dude on the practice squad just because they happen to I don't know, whatever. It's interesting. I've never heard of that before or anything, obviously, because it doesn't seem to really happen very often. But yeah, whatever, cool. I mean, I guess, so I guess if we get to have an extra dude, let's see. Like I said, Ryan Fitzpatrick opens up opens our first open practice throwing to Stills, Parker, Grant, and Gesicki. Raekwon McMillan was not spotted. He's not out there. Fitzpatrick took reps with the first team. He's running with the ones in 7-on-7 drills. Let's see. First team reps again. Most of this first 7-on-7s. He threw a short completion to Dwayne Allen. Devontae Parker caught a well-defended pass for a 25-yard gain. Devontae Parker caught Fitzpatrick's first pass of the second period. Xavier Howard just broke up a Fitzpatrick pass. Among those not spotted at Dolphins practice, McMillan, Jones, obviously, Wilson, Cordray Tankersley, Chase Allen, Dwayne Allen, Ricardo Lewis, and Isaac Asiata. Let's see. The one period Jakeem Grant is working in special teams. He hasn't taken a 7-7 yet. So this is obviously all stuff throughout the day, just a bunch of tweets, but just letting you guys know of this stuff because there's some interesting things in here. Devontae Parker isn't working with special teams at this point in his career. That's a mistake. Look, man, I hope Devontae Parker can finally break out, man. Look, I still, I have his jersey. It's the only jersey I have right now that's still of a player on the team. And he was the pick that I wanted that year. What, in 15? I wanted Devontae Parker that year. I was super, you know, hyped up when we got him. I hope he can finally put it all together. You know, and look, this offseason, you know, I was saying I would have kept Danny Amendola and I would have let him go and try and, you know, go someplace else and get a fresh start. But he's here, and, you know, I still like the kid, and I hope that he, you know, finally can live up to his potential. McMillan and Dwayne Allen nursing injuries, not at practice. Dolphins have split one field into 3 and have 3 different drills, all working on different things, going at the same time. New and interesting. Mike Gesicki looks bigger. I mean, he is, but, you know, that was from Joe Shad. Now that, let's see. Oh, that's funny. Joe Shad said that with Xavier Howard, you're supposed to pronounce it Xavier. Like, you actually have to pronounce the X. Anyway. Jerome Baker sacks Josh Rosen. Devontae Parker dropped a deep pass from Rosen. He immediately runs across the field to touch a wall and then run back. I guess that was the thing, which is cool. That's another thing that I like. I mean, accountability, right? So, you know, if you make a mistake, you got to do something. Like, you know, the age-old thing was, you know, you drop and do push-ups. But that's cool. He's working them out, you know. It's hot down there, so I know it's painful doing that. So, you know, it gives you some incentive not to, you know, drop balls or make mistakes, right? 2 positive traits of Josh Rosen that have flashed in our first viewing: a lively arm in terms of quick delivery and strength, and nifty pocket presence. He definitely has some good qualities. I still don't think that it makes sense. I still would have done things totally different in a draft, and I still would have preferred to have gotten Will Grier instead of him. I also do think that it makes the Ryan Fitzpatrick signing kind of redundant and a waste. You know, one of them for sure is a waste. You know, but he's a young kid. He was taken 10th overall, and he does have some really good traits. You know, he apparently, you know, I don't know. There was talk about, you know, he's got some attitude problems, whatever. I don't know. You know, I don't really care about that until it shows that it's a problem. But, I mean, look, he's got potential and he has an opportunity here. I don't really think it was the best move, and especially if we aren't able to put together an offensive line that can, you know, hold their own, man, and at least be, you know, middle of the pack, if not, you know, better, you know, as far as, like, if you ranked offensive lines of all 32 teams. I mean, our offensive line has been hot garbage for the past several years. Jakeem Grant makes an appearance on a final team portion of practice and makes a nice play. Ryan Fitzpatrick threads a pass to Isaiah Ford in 11-on-11s, tight coverage. Devontae Parker won another drop with Xavier Howard in coverage. Josh Rosen threads an outside pass to Parker. Good big boy throw. Okay. Omar Kelly's just a fucking clown. Whatever. Sometimes it's weird though, like sometimes he says like really super logical shit that makes total sense, but then like he'll say a bunch of other shit that just completely contradicts it and fucking whatever. Entire Dolphins defense made to run and touch the wall after some sort of mistake. Discipline. Yeah, see, I mean, that is great. I love that. I mean, but look, it's not like Adam Gase didn't do those things. I mean, I remember a couple years ago when he was doing interesting, weird stuff like that, or not weird, but interesting, you know, different things, and we were all talking about it and praising it. So, you know, I mean, like they all do that, but it is good. I'm not trying to downplay it, and I think it's wonderful, and that is obviously something that needs to be instilled in the team, any team, right? Is discipline. It's huge, and so far, you know, it seems to be going well, and let's see, you know, he's got plenty of time. Again, you know, in my estimate, he has, and in my belief, he has 4 years and like 8 or 9 months to go to prove it. So we'll see, and I hope it does work. Devontae Parker just caught a 40-yard pass from Josh Rosen. Not sure if he was in bounds, but it looked good. No Raekwon at practice. Let's see. They did have they also had the, just an interesting side note, they had the Coconut Creek High School football team watching practice, but they do that almost every year. They, bring out the high school teams to come watch practices during the summer and stuff like that. Dolphins players running gassers after practice. That is good. And I mean, look, the reason why we have the South Florida heat advantage in Miami is because we practice in it, and because they do shit like that, and because they get conditioned for that sort of thing, right? Let's see. Dolphins doing a lot of post-practice running, some hands on hips, some huffing and puffy. Big men are tired. Yeah, so, I mean, look, Eric Rowe took some first team corner snaps off opposite of Howard. Blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Omar Kelly, according to him, top performers from today's OTA session. Quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick. He did really well out there, so that's good. Linebacker Sam Equavian, interception off of Josh Rosen, and wide receiver Preston Williams, the rookie, got open a lot. So yeah, I mean, look, there's definitely some good things. And again, I hope that, look, I know like everybody was like, super pissy and shit, or a lot of people were super pissy with how I covered things over the past, or over the off season so far. But look, frankly, like I said, at the end of the day, I didn't agree with a lot of it. I would have done things differently, and whatever. But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not the one there, and no matter what, they still have the opportunity to prove to me that I was wrong, and I hope I was wrong, right? I pointed out things that I thought were concerns that I still think to be concerns. I mean, I still think that there are plenty of concerns going forward. I think that if the offensive, like the biggest one is the offensive line, because if it can't come together, then, Josh Rosen or Ryan Fitzpatrick, either one that's out there, they will struggle mightily if we don't have an offensive line. So anyway, we'll just see. And then as far as like, a lot of these young guys, these unknown guys, some of these, dudes that were like career backups and so on and so forth. Look, I do have my concerns with all that, and a lot of it is just unknown. It's a mystery, right? So we don't have enough information to say yet. And unfortunately, when in situations like that, unfortunately, when you don't know, when you don't have that information, it tends to, lean more towards worse odds of success in this league, right? So, but I really do hope that, a lot of these young guys can really push themselves. I mean, going through the roster and everything, we still do have a really solid roster in a lot of ways. I mean, I think our defense actually, for the most, except for our defensive line, remained pretty solid. Like, I love our safeties. I think our cornerback group is almost there. We'll see if somebody can really pull themselves out for that, second spot. And then I really like our linebackers, and our defensive line has a lot to prove. We definitely need better, more complete pass rush than last year. So we need to force the errant throws and stuff like that for interceptions, but we do need to up our sack numbers. And we need to be able to stop the run and get pressure up the middle, not just on the edges. And so hopefully Christian Wilkins will be able to help us with that. And then hopefully that gives Charles Harris more opportunities, and so on and so forth. If Christian Wilkins is able to collapse the interior of the offensive line for the other team, then that gives, more, then he's more likely to start taking on doubles and so on and so forth, and then that gives our edge rushers more opportunity. So really, our biggest questions are going to be within the trenches this year. And I really, really, really hope that, I mean, look, Isaiah Prince, the tackle we got, he's showing, I guess, some potential, and people think that he could do some good things. Zach Stirrup, those two guys are probably, they're big, right tackles. They're probably going to be, battling it out. Let's see what Michael Dieter can do. Let's see if he can come in and plug one of those, guard spots. We still have Daniel Kilgore, you know, so I would assume he'll probably be going forward as our center, and I'm all right with that. So, you know, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens. I really hope that they can bring it together, and because I do not want to see us have a shitty season. You know, I do not care about fucking, again, I've told you this before. I don't care about where we draft. So I don't care if we're high in the draft. Frankly, I'd rather be, you know, the 32nd pick in the first round, because that means we won the fucking Super Bowl. But I don't give a shit where we pick, as long as we pick right and do, you know, what's best, and it proves to work out right. So I might not have agreed with how they approach the draft, but if they prove me wrong, then they prove me wrong, and facts are facts, you know, right? And like I said, I give credit to where credit's due. So I don't, you know, I would have done it differently, but I still really love the Christian Wilkins pick. And I love, you know, they get all the credit in the world for locking up Xavier Howard now. I mean, I told you guys before that was one of the big keys for this offseason. Look, the draft didn't go terrible. I just would have done it differently. And so those were the two big keys for the offseason. They did all right. You know, I'm going to give them probably right now, if I was giving him a draft grade, it'd be a C overall. A++++++ for getting Xavier Howard locked up, right? So, anyway, I mean, things are going to get really interesting as we keep moving on throughout the summer and into the preseason and so on and so forth. So obviously I'm going to keep you guys, you know, updated on everything that's going on, you know, who's sticking out, and you know, we'll see, man. We'll see how this roster shapes up. I am really excited to see how it goes. And look, man, you know, just because, and this will be the last thing I say, you know, just because I disagree with things, and it seemed like I was, you know, whatever, being super negative. Look, I'm just being real about it, and I'm telling you guys, you know, I'm giving you guys the facts and then giving you my perspective. And I do think that it is going to be a major hill to climb if we're going to have any kind of success this year. But, you know, I mean, look, I'm a diehard Dolphins fan, and so no matter what, and besides, I'm just a generally like optimistic person in life in general, so I might have my moments, you know, where, you know, it seems like that because I'm giving you my perspective on it, and you know, my real perspective is I don't like it. You know, that could be the case, but I'm always at some point gonna be like, you know what? And I mean, like, it's like I told y'all too, when the season comes around and we're playing games, even if I think we're gonna get our asses handed to us, which I'll be honest with you guys, and in my, you know, my preview videos, I'll let you know that, but I'm still always gonna pick the Dolphins. I'm never gonna bet against us. So, look, man, there's still a lot of work to be done, but they're taking the steps and they're getting there, and hopefully, you know, we'll have a, you know, more successful season than unfortunately I foresee at this particular point in time. But there are definitely a lot of good things, and I am looking forward to it, and I am excited, and I'm really excited, really, no matter what, to do it with you guys and to keep growing this channel and growing with you guys as Dolphin fans and so on and so forth. And so anyway, you know, with that, I'll go ahead and end it. I'll get up out of here and send you off to these interviews so you guys can stop listening to me talk. Go ahead and hear them talk, see what they had to say. But I hope you guys enjoy my videos. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section. And of course, as always, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I'm out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.
Made you want to be here long term as opposed to testing for agency, Xavier?
It happened, like I said, my agent did his thing, and I'm here today.
Thinking back to when you were like 13, 14 years old, thinking back to then, if I had told you that you would one day be signing a piece of paper that you could says $76 million on it, what would you have said to me?
Man, it's just a blessing to be in the situation I am right now, and you know, right now I'm just focused on getting better, improving each year, and I'm just, you know, I'm happy to be here.
Except that one of the games last season, you said you were the best cornerback in the league. Now you got the money to match it. Do you feel kind of validated here in the NFL?
I'm gonna say the same thing, man. I'm just here to get better, man. That's it.
You know, as good as you are, Brian Flores was saying last week, you can get better.
Yeah.
Do you like having that coach who will push you, and where specifically can you get better?
Yeah, most definitely I can get better, man. There's a lot of stuff out there I can work on and help my game and become the top corner in the league.
Coach Flores specifically said that he considers you a leader on the team. How do you plan to be the best leader you can be?
Man, I want to communicate with the new guys coming in. You know, I'm really a guy that don't talk a lot, but I want to lead by example, and I'm also going to communicate more and help my guys out, help my team win.
Why is it important for you to be?
That the team identified you as one of the guys that they wanted to have here for a long time?
Man, it means a lot to me, man. You know, I'm here, and you know, there's a lot of stuff out there that we can do. I'm just happy to be in the situation I am and just continue 5 years here that I got.
Had you had a chance to talk to Steve Ross at all late in the process?
Oh yeah, I did, man. He congratulated me and stuff like that, and you know, you say you're happy to have me here.
And your line to Steve Ross was what? Thank you, or?
I just told him just feeling real right now. He hasn't hit me yet, but you know, every day I'm waking up every morning to come here and do my job.
Last year, a lot of players running to this wall, this TNT wall. What does that mean to you guys? What is the meaning behind it?
Man, it's a discipline that coach teaching. You know, he said it take no talent. You know, anytime we mess up, do anything wrong, we got to run to the wall.
Last year we talked about how hurtful losing is to you, how important winning is to you. When you think about the fact that you're going to be here in all likelihood 6 more years, what do you hope for the team to accomplish during that period of time?
Man, it's competitive sports, man. Everybody want to win, man. You know, I just want to do the best thing for my team and just happily that we have a good season.
How important is it for you to remain humble now that you got this deal?
Man, that's my attitude. That's the type of guy I am. You don't see me out here just bragging about doing anything. I'm just here. I'm the same player.
Are you going to buy yourself something nice?
Oh, no, I'm going to save it.
A watch, a car?
No, I'm going to save it.
I brag a little bit about it.
Why?
All right.
One more about Flores is, I want you to please talk about what you've learned about the type of defense that Coach Flores wants to have, and how does it suit your skills?
Man, from what he's been doing, what I've been seeing, what he did in the Super Bowl, a lot of stuff that he did, you know, and that's what he wanted his team to be, and that's how he's going to build off. Just discipline, good conditioning, just running to the ball, being a good team.
Repping with 1s, 2s, and 3s, so you got different centers in there. But I think we're getting better step by step, trying to break down this offense so I can focus more on playing football than playing against myself. So yeah, I think we're getting better.
What kind of first impression do you think you made out here today?
I don't know. I'm just trying to make a good one. Nothing in particular.
Josh, where are you in installation? How well do you know the playbook?
Pretty well. I think I got plenty of room to go, but I think pretty well overall.
How's this transition been?
It's been good. I mean, you kind of underestimate from the outside looking in all the logistical issues from literally just having to move and uproot your place. And I'm walking in the receiver room thinking it's the bathroom. I mean, so there's just a lot of kind of little things that go into it. But when you step on the field, you just kind of got to let all that go and just play football.
Is your mind working ultra fast? Like kind of like you were back in your being a rookie again, learning your first camp, when you're back there and you're not just able to play freely at this point?
Yeah, no, my head's spinning, but I think a lot of that's just trying to weather the storm as much as you can, and it'll get better a little bit each day, but it's just about making progress. No matter how big, how small, it's just about making some progress each day, so that a couple weeks, months down the road, you can look up and turn around and realize you've come a pretty far way.
It's been 2-3 weeks now since it all went down. Is there anyone that's reached out to you that really kind of you hold dear to you, that gave you some words of advice?
You know, Larry's been really awesome with me. I really appreciate Larry Fitzgerald for everything he's helped me with this last month, last year, and I mean, he's been sort of an uncle. I call him Uncle Larry, so he's definitely, hopefully, a friend I'll keep for the rest of my life.
How did the heat affect you today?
I mean, it affects you, but I don't think too significantly. I mean, I'm not gonna say you get used to it, but I've been here for like 2-3 weeks now, and Coach loves conditioning, so I think it's getting a little easier day by day. But I would hesitate to use the word easy, but it's getting a little more palatable day by day.
Josh, Ryan's a guy with a lot of experience and wisdom that you obviously can tap into, and yet you're in competition clearly. What sort of relationship do you think you're going to have with him?
I think we're going to have a really good relationship. So far, our quarterback room's been a lot of fun. He likes to goof around, but he works really hard. I think he's been in this league for a really long time, and if I can take at least even just a couple lessons from him, I think they'll suit me very well in the long run.
You said to ask about your cleats.
Yeah, my cleats, still wearing the same cleats I did last year. They're made out of from Adidas Parlay Project, recycled ocean plastic, upcycled ocean plastic. So I think, yeah, that's what's kind of important over here, but keeping the bigger picture in mind. And we're getting to play this game and have a blast, but we're also in a city that is at a severe risk with regards to global warming and climate change.
Do you think you can convince him to switch up?
Maybe we're working on it. We'll see.
What was that Daytona Beach cleanup project like?
It was a lot of fun, but just I'm not really starting a nonprofit or anything like that right now. I really just kind of want to experience a bunch of different organizations and just kind of see what interests me and see what I enjoy to do. So I reached out to Four Ocean, a company I really admired, looked up to, thought they were doing some good work, wanted to host and join a beach cleanup with them. So they had one out in here, Daytona Beach, and really had a blast. So hopefully much more of those in the future.
Josh, as a quarterback, is there almost like an added boost of confidence when you see the Dolphins go out and get Jordan Mills, an experienced guy that they can plug in right away?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a dynamic player, and I think a lot of people look at the football field and it's building a puzzle of a team, but a lot of the times you want ballers, and he's definitely one of them.
Coaches said they were encouraging you to ask why. I know that had been sort of a question before. What does that mean to you that they want that?
I mean, I appreciate it. Our meeting room, like I said, has been really productive, really good. We learning good stuff every day, and Coach Blinsky and Coach Caldwell are really teaching me very well, top to bottom, everything from footwork to day one stuff to day whatever we are. I missed a couple weeks, but I think, like I said, it's all just about progress. I just want to keep taking steps forward, and I think they're helping me do that. And our quarterback room, very supportive. All three of us, Jake, Ryan, and me, we're all supporting each other, and we're all, whoever's taking the reps right there, we're all clapping, supporting, and cheering each other on.
I love it. I love the competition. I love being out here, and you know, every day, whether it's a competition with myself or somebody else, trying to be the best me that I can be. And you know, we're 2 days into OTAs, but the mentality of the group right now and the way we're working, we're heading in the right direction.
Do you see it as part of your job or something you'd want to do to help him along? Is that part of your job description?
Well, I think the way that I've done it throughout my career, whether I'm the guy or not the guy, is I try to prepare the best way I can prepare and do the things that have you know, got me to where I am in my career. And if guys choose to view that as an example and follow it, they can. If they don't, they can do whatever they want. But you know, I'm a guy that's going to work hard and try to lead by example, and if people want to follow, they can.
Ryan, this seems like a continual situation for you, coming and battling for a starting job. What do you carry with you through this whole process, and is there something that you take with you kind of being the underdog going into these situations?
Not really. I mean, I'm here because this was an opportunity that I would have a chance to play, to compete. You know, it was a job that was open, and I know that nothing is ever going to be handed to me. So I enjoy it. I enjoy being out here. I enjoy days like this. You know, and I just try to get better every single day. And throughout my career, I think every year I've done that, and hopefully can continue to do that.
Ryan, what's your impression of Josh?
I don't know.
A little shaky.
Yeah. No, you know what? He's been great so far. We've got lockers right next to each other, and just getting to know him a little bit. You know, I'm from Arizona, so we got some chatter about some local Arizona hot spots, and things have changed a little bit in the last 20 years for me. But you know, we spend a lot of time together in the quarterback room and outside in the locker room. So far so good.
Can you talk about his level of intelligence compared to other quarterbacks you've been around? Is he pretty impressive intelligently?
I mean, we're so early into it. I mean, some of the stuff he talks about reminds me of some classmates I had in college a little bit, you know, some of those topics. You know, sometimes not necessarily things that I want to be talking about, but you know, he's definitely an interesting guy.
You have an example?
He could probably tell you about his cleats and the plastic on his cleats, but there's plenty of examples.
You had mentioned earlier on about how when you were looking for a team, you considered this position open, and you came here. Had Josh been on the Dolphins in advance, how would that have affected your decision, if at all?
Hard to say because that's not how it was, but you know, all I could say is I'm very excited to be here and excited for the opportunity.
What do you think you need to do to win this job?
Again, I'm going to try to be the best version of myself every single day and try to get better every day. And you know, I have a formula of things I do, which is put your head down and work hard. That has worked for me throughout my career, and you know, that's all I can do and all I can ask of myself.
Do you have a confidence that it's going to be a fair competition? It's not going to be, you know, preconceived notions in any way?
I mean, I think, you know, again, I'm gonna do my best to show them the best version of me, and we'll see how it shakes out.
Does Josh being here make you better, you think?
I think competition always makes you better. You know, whether it be with yourself, with another guy, with another team, competition, especially for guys out here that are playing at this high of a level, tends to push you and make you even better.
What's your comfort level with the system, the playbook, the coaching staff, all of that? As you said,
we've got a very small amount in right now, but so far so good. I mean, we're taking our time with it, and you know, the guys that came over with this offense, with O'Shea and you know, the crew that he had, they've been in it for a long time. So it's been baby steps so far, but I've really enjoyed you know, the early stages of it, and I think I'm well suited for this type of offense.
Is this more or less kind of like the New England offense that they've been running for years?
Well, I think, you know, the New England offense is very multiple. So this, you know, the best thing about it is this the base? Yeah, the base is that, but then you work off your personnel and the talent that you have, and you go from there. And so I think one thing they've been able to be successful at is just you know, really emphasizing certain talents and certain guys. And so we've got a bunch of different guys and a bunch of different skill sets in our team, and we'll do a good job of incorporating them in the system to them and playing to their strengths.
Rashad Jones today?
Rashad won't be here. We've had, you know, a few conversations, but I'm going to keep those conversations between he and I. Obviously, this is all voluntary, so you know, no issues. You know, we're kind of worried about the guys who are here. We're going to coach those guys, and that's really, you know, that's where we're at there.
Do you expect him at the mandatory camp?
Yeah, I expect him at the mandatory camp. Yeah.
Brian, to what degree, if at all, do you expect Fitzpatrick to possibly serve as a mentor to Josh Rosen?
I expect Ryan to compete for the starting position. I expect him to lead, you know, from the quarterback room, you know, but really the entire offense. Obviously, he's got a wealth of knowledge and a lot of experience. Again, there's competition, but at the same time, we're trying to build a team. So we're all trying to help each other become the best version of ourselves on the field. So, you know, I expect him to be the leader that he is, which, you know, he's done a good job of that so far.
Is Albert Wilson out there practicing, or is he cleared to practice?
Albert's working. You know, really, he's been very diligent. He's working hard to get back. You know, he won't be out there today, but he's definitely doing a good job as far as from a rehab standpoint. Jakeem also, he's working. You know, he's doing well. You know, he's been out there a little bit. You know, we'll see what that looks like today. But you know, all those guys, you know, who are, you know, dealing with stuff. Everybody's really working to get out on the field as soon as they can.
What will you be looking at with the quarterbacks this week, Ryan?
Excuse me?
What will you be looking at or looking for?
Okay, we're looking for leadership. We're looking for accuracy. We're looking for, you know, an understanding of what we're trying to do offensively, from a protection standpoint, from a alignment standpoint, and we're looking for guys who can consistently move the ball down the field.
I know you're going to obviously play defensive backs in different roles. As the roster is constructed now, it would seem as though there'd be greater need for Minka at corner than safety. Do you agree with that?
I mean, I think you kind of you answered it yourself. We're going to play guys in a lot of different roles. Minka's obviously a very versatile player, but we got a lot of versatile players in the back end. So we'll move guys around and kind of try to get the best 4 or 5 guys on the field that we can.
And the group of corners which you have at this point opposite safety, you have a lot of young, intriguing guys. Eric Rowe, obviously, others. Do you like what you have as far as other corners beyond Xavier on the roster? What skills do you see there?
Yeah, I mean, we like what we have, but it's so early. It's OTA number 2. I mean, there's a lot of time here for guys to improve, get better, learn the system. We've yet to play a game. We've yet to put on pads. So it's just we're so early in the process that to kind of make an evaluation, we're just kind of speaking into the air. I mean, we're not there yet to make true evaluations.
So to be clear, to follow up on Barry, Fitzpatrick will get some reps at corner. Is that accurate?
Okay. I thought you were talking about Ryan Fitzpatrick. I was like, no, Ryan Fitzpatrick will not get any. Ryan Fitzpatrick will not get any reps at quarterback. I got you. Minka, again, we're going to move guys around. We're going to move guys around. It may look like he's playing corner, he's playing safety, could be playing linebacker. It depends. I'll know what he's doing. You guys probably won't.
I wanted to ask you about Eric Rowe. What was it that you saw from him in New England that said he would be a good fit here, bringing him along in your system?
He's smart, he's tough. He plays. He's got obviously a lot of athletic ability. He's tall, long, good speed, tackles. There's a lot of things we like about him. Again, he's another guy who's working really hard and doing everything he can to improve on a day-to-day basis. From a fundamentals and technique standpoint. And I think we just got to continue to do that, and we'll see. The chips wherever they fall, that's where they fall.
Brian, what went into signing Mark Walton, and what gives you confidence that the issues of the last few months won't be an issue going forward?
Well, Chris, Brandon, myself, we brought him in for a tryout. We thought he did well in the tryout. We had multiple conversations with him, and we felt comfortable signing him to the team, and we felt like he could help us.
Ryan, so you and much of your coaching staff have roots in New England. Is what we're going to see out there today basically a New England-like offense, a New England-like defense? Are you running that system?
I mean, obviously, you're right. We a lot of the staff has roots, in New England. So I would say there's going to be, from a format standpoint, maybe a little bit of that. But each team is different. So, we don't have the players. We have different types of players, I would say. So, to go out there and, let's call it copy and paste, that's, that may not fit. It may fit, it may not. So, we're going to do what we feel is best for the team, offensively, defensively, and in the kicking game. If some of those things align with, some things we did, in New England, then so be it. But that's not necessarily the case.
Did you guys change the language, the so-called verbiage of the thing, or is it the same?
Yeah, we changed the language.
You had to think about it there.
No, we changed the language. I didn't really have to think about it. It was whether or not I wanted to give that to you.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Coach, what's been your take on Kalen Dillon since he arrived here?
And I've been very impressed with him. He's smart, he's talented, but he's got a humility and a work ethic that I really like. So he's doing everything he can to really try to improve on a day-to-day basis, and you see the improvement. You've seen it from when we started on April 1st. you know, through yesterday's practice, and you know that's been a continual. He's continued to improve every day. So I'm looking forward to to working with him, and you know, a good young player.
I know it's just one day, but we're all here. So, Josh Rosen, what did you and your staff notice about how the ball comes out of his hands yesterday?
I mean, obviously he's a talented player, big arm, but like everyone else, he's got a long way to go. Fundamentals, technique, playbook, you know, it's so early. I mean, we're not going to cut the roster today, so you know, like it's so early. There's an evaluation process here that's ongoing, and you know, until we get into the nitty-gritty of OTAs to veteran minicamp to training camp to preseason games. I mean, everybody kind of knows the schedule here. We're not cutting roster today.
Do you anticipate it being a week-by-week or month-by-month evaluation with quarterback, so to speak?
It's a day-to-day. Okay. Everybody's getting evaluated in this building every day, period. You know, that's just what it is.
Is there a point where you'll have a leader in the clubhouse, so to speak, even if it's internal?
If I had a crystal ball and I could predict the future, I wish I could tell you that, but we don't. So I think from a leadership standpoint, somebody's going to have to stand out to be the leader of the clubhouse. But I don't know, I can't tell you who that's going to be.
Ron, I got a general question about leadership. The quarterback always needs to be a leader. Among other positions, are there certain guys, veterans, if they've been to a Pro Bowl, that you think must be leaders, or do you kind of leave it up to the players to decide, whoever makes the plays or whoever I choose to follow, that's the leader?
That's a good question. I think, to me, and this is my general opinion on leadership, if you work hard and you put the team first, you're a leader. Now, some people may think you got to be a rah-rah, emotional, get everybody hyped up to be a leader, and that's just simply not the case. If you work hard, you put the team first, you're a leader. So I want to have 53 leaders on our team. I want 90 on our team right now. That's something that you can develop. It's something that you can talk about. But if you work hard and you put the team first, you're showing leadership. So Pro Bowls, I mean, you can be a Pro Bowler and be lazy, and it's just that happens. If that's the case, you're not really a leader. You're just an elite talent. So I mean, I guess hopefully that answers your question.
Is not showing up to OTAs and off-season conditioning leadership?
I would say, look, everything's a case-by-case situation. It really is. It's voluntary. So, I mean, we've got players all over the league who who've shown a lot of leadership over a long period of time. Who haven't shown up to the voluntary camps. So, no, I wouldn't say that. Again, I would say every situation is a little bit different. I would say every situation is different.
All right, guys, so you've reached the end of my video. You've reached the end of the interviews, and I hope you guys enjoy my video. If you do, make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the like button, make sure you hit the bell if you want to get the alerts. Leave your questions, comments, and concerns down in the comment section, and as always, make sure you follow me on Twitter @Dillon Tartaro. And with that, I am out. I'll see y'all soon. Fins up.